An attractive woman meets a handsome man. 2 years later, a beautiful baby boy, the epitome of a traditional family.
Think again. This is a modern relationship.
We met online on a co-parenting website. It feels very much like dating, you know? It feels very much like dating with a different intention. Met at a cafe the first time and hit it off, and we went for a walk afterwards. It was a nice fall day. I mean, it was a bit picture perfect kind of thing.
I had butterflies in my stomach, and I knew right away that we were going to have a good time. And I also thought that he was just gorgeous and lovely, so that was great. But after several months, we decided that this was the right thing. We wanted to do this together.
Why co-parenting and not another way of having a child?
At 40, I found myself single and realized that the dream to be a dad was still there for me. Regardless of being single or partnered, as a gay man, the route to having a child was always going to be something of an adventure.
When I was 35 years old, I separated from a relationship, and I have a daughter from that marriage. And I've always known that I wanted 2 kids. I also didn't want to do it alone. And I think that, you know, we need to raise children in communities and families. Like, it's really tough stuff doing it fully on your own.
Brendan and Tatiana are not alone in this. There are 2,000 Canadians registered on Modamly. That's the co-parenting website that they met on. And one quick search shows you that there are several more sites, including Family by Design, Pollen Tree, and Pride Angel.
I was a little unprepared for how novel of an idea this seemed to everybody. Some responses took me off guard a little bit, like, what are you doing? You know, this is crazy. Like, are you giving up on love? Because, you know, I'm a straight person having a baby with a gay person.
A lot of people saying, like, wow, isn't that a big risk? And I mean, any 2 people who are deciding to have a child together, whether through sort of a marriage and a heterosexual relationship or any kind of scenario, they're committed to each other for life through this child.
The Centre for Family Research in the UK is just starting to look at this. In an online survey of more than 100 people seeking a co-parenting arrangement, they found that most are single, well-educated, and financially secure. And on average, they're in their 30s. Andrea O'Reilly teaches women's studies and family courses, and she says this is one more example of the changing definition of family, which started going through a drastic evolution with women having children on their own in the 80s and 90s.
This is the next step from single parents by choice. It's recognizing that they want to have a child, but don't necessarily want, or perhaps haven't secured, love or marriage.
She says delayed adulthood has a lot to do with that. Where once it was common to be married and have a career in your early 20s, now...
But their energy has been elsewhere. Their energy has been, you know, getting their education, their career established. And then, as I said, they wake up maybe at 35 and go, oh shoot, I forgot that I should have been looking for a guy or a girl because I want to have kids.
It's like Christmas.
Many in Toronto have been looking, but the surge in online dating apps may have actually complicated matters.
We don't have to be committed, that now we're allowed to be more sexually free, and you'll just swipe, 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 swipe. And it's a game.
Charlotte Osler is 36 and looking at co-parenting or having a baby on her own. Her nursing career has taken her to different parts of the country. She's had relationships, but nothing that's gone the distance.
Where did you want to be at this stage in your life?
With children. Married with children.
Charlotte went through testing at a fertility clinic and discovered her ovarian reserve was low. She was told she needs to get pregnant within the year.
I've really had to grieve, like, the loss. Like, deciding to have a baby on my own is grieving that loss of a nuclear family. Or how I wanted that to happen. Hey, Rosie, come lie down. And I love a father-child relationship, and I want that for my child. At the moment, I would prefer that I know who it is, and I'm going to try that route first until I've exhausted it. But I obviously can't take too long because I have a little timeline. But, so I've asked some friends.
Sandra Al-Safawi specializes in family law. She says, figure out the legalities before the child is conceived.
Should each parent in this sort of situation get their own lawyer?
Absolutely, because as relationships deteriorate and circumstances change, there can be a power differential. So you want to have an agreement in place that you've negotiated with the assistance of a lawyer to make sure that your rights as parents are protected, but also that the child's protected.
Tatiana and Brendan did not go through a lawyer, but they say they did come up with their own contract.
We quite literally talked about every possible angle of parenting. Finances, health choices, education choices, everything. Even how we would handle conflict between the two of us we talked about.
For them, this arrangement, they say, has been picture perfect.
So we're operating from 2 households, but we still call ourselves 1 family, 2 households sort of thing, and it very much feels that way. We get time together, we get time on our own, so it's a really great balance. You know, we're both single, just saying, so, you know.
Magda Gebrselassie, CBC News, Toronto.